Okay, welcome to our level 4 multiplication video. In level 4, we're going to begin to see some interesting multiplication examples where we can have 2, 3, 4, and possibly 5-digit multipliers. And the interesting thing is that we're now going to start seeing sums that will enter into the 6-digit range. So we'll be in the millions in terms of our final products. So let's go ahead and jump into a couple example problems and see how this goes. So I'm going to take a first example here of multiplying 53,607 times 84. Okay, well, as always, to find out where I'm going to enter my first product digit, I'm going to sum the number of digits in the multiplicand, which is 5, plus 2 in the multiplier, so 5 plus 2 is 7. So I'm going to start off on rod number 7. So I'll choose this as my unit rod and count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's where I'm going to enter my first product. So here we'll start off with the first multiplier digit 8 and multiply 8 times 5, which is 40. So I simply enter a 40 there for my first calculation. Okay, now I'm going to move my pointer one rod right, and I'm going to multiply 8 times 3, which is 24. So I'll enter 24 from here, and that's pretty straightforward so far. Okay, let's continue on, and here we're going to move one more rod right and multiply 8 times 6. So this time it's going to be 8 times 6, which is 48, so I'm going to enter 48. Okay, and let's continue to the next one. So we'll move one rod right, but since we don't need to multiply 8 times 0, we'll go ahead and skip that and move another rod right, and we are going to multiply 8 times 7, which is 56, and we'll enter that from here on rod 3, so 56. Okay, so that goes ahead and concludes our first multiplier digit 8. So we're going to shift to the second multiplier digit 4, and we'll start our calculation on rod number 6 this time. So 4 times 5 is 20, so I'll enter 20 on rod number 6. And then I'm going to move one rod to the right, and I'm going to multiply 4 times 3, and so we're going to 4 times 3 is 12, so I'll enter the 1 here, and then I need to enter 2 here. Okay, well, we can see that to enter the 2, we're going to need to go way over here, add 1, and clear it like that. So we had to reach over 2 rods to add the 1 to implement our 10 pair there. Okay, let's go ahead and continue moving one rod right, and we'll multiply 4 times 6, which is 24, and enter 24 from rod number 4, so a 2 and a 4. Okay. All right. And then finally, we will move one more rod right. And since we don't need to multiply the 4 times 0, we'll skip that and move another rod right and do 4 times 7, which is 28, and just directly enter 28. And that gives us a final answer of 4,502,988. So there's a first example of a level 4 multiplication. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into a second example. And on this example, we're going to multiply 876 times 5,472. So let's see how this goes. All right, well, we start off with our first multiplier digit 5 and multiply 5 times 8, and we'll start off at rod number 7 here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so again, we'll add a 40 there. And then we'll move one rod right, and we'll do 5 times 7, which is 35. Okay. And then we'll continue on, and we'll move one rod right, and we're going to do 5 times 6, which is 30. Okay, so we just enter that 30 directly on rod number 5. And now we need to shift to the second multiplier digit 4. And we're going to add, 4 times 8 equals 32 from rod number 6. So we need to add 32. So here we'll add our 3. And then we need to add 2 here. So that's a 10 pair. And I clear that 8 out to fully add the 32. Okay. Now we're going to do move one rod right, and we're going to multiply 4 times 7, which is 28, and enter that from rod 5, so 28. Okay. And then we'll move one more rod right, and we'll do 4 times 6 is 24, enter that from rod 4. All right, to enter 24, I got to add 1 there, clear the 8, and then add the 4. Okay, now we're going to shift to the next multiplier digit 7, and we're going to do 7 times 8, which is 56, and we're going to start on rod number 5 here. So we'll enter the 56. Okay, now we're going to move one more rod to the right, and we're going to do 7 times 7, which is 49, and we'll enter that from rod 4. So we'll do 49. Okay. And then we're going to move one more rod right, and we're going to do 7 times 6 is 42 from rod number 3. So we're going to go ahead and add our 42 from rod number 3. Okay, so now we can shift to the final multiplier digit 2, and we're going to do 2 times 8, which is 16, from rod number 4. Okay, so here we want to enter 16, so we'll enter our 1, and then to enter our 6, we'll go like that. Okay. Now we're going to move one rod right and do 2 times 7 equals 14 from rod number 3. So from rod number 3, we'll add our 14. Okay, so far so good. And then finally, we're going to do the final multiplication of 2 times 6 equals 12, and we'll enter that from rod number 2, and that gives us a final answer of 4,793,472. So hopefully that all makes sense to you and you were able to follow along. If not, please go back and start and stop the video where you need to. But there's level 4 multiplication, and good luck with your training.